Hi, this is Sherry. Today I'm going to be sharing one of my favorite recipes, my recipe for simple lemon bars. They're delicious, they're super easy to make, and they go a long way. So we're going to start today with the shortbread crust, basic shortbread crust. It's 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to put that right in the stand mixer. You can also do this with the hand mixer. That works just as fine. Half a cup of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of table salt, and 2 sticks of softened butter, unsalted. Okay, now that we have our 4 ingredients in the mixing bowl, we're going to turn it on low. Start it off on low. And what we're looking for here is a soft crumble. It's going to be a nice flaky shortbread crust. Going to turn it up a little once the flour starts incorporating with the butter. It's going to be a little noisy. Just takes a minute for the crumble to form. Halfway through, I'm going to shut it off. And I'm going to push down the sides with the rubber spatula. And give it another go. You'll start seeing it coming together, forming little balls as the dough incorporates. Working nicely. Gonna have those little pockets of butter that are gonna make this shortbread crust so delicious. Okay, so we're getting there. It's just about right. So simple. So now we're going to have a 9 by 13 pan. Just get all this yumminess off this paddle. And very simply, your glass baking dish doesn't need to be sprayed. The dough already has enough butter in it. And you're kind of just gonna dump it into the pan. Meanwhile, your oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. This you can do with your hands, you can do with a spatula. I kind of just like to get in there with my hands and just kind of work it into an even layer of crust. So now we're going to finish pushing the dough out to meet all sides of the pan so it covers the whole bottom as easy as, as thoroughly as possible. This does not need to be perfect. The lemon curd is going to go on top of it so it'll hide any imperfections. So once you have it in there relatively as even as you can, you're gonna see it's this beautiful buttery looking dough. This is gonna go into your oven 350 degrees for 20 minutes. We're gonna do a blind bake on this for 20 minutes, so this will go in the oven. So now we're putting the shortbread in the oven on the lower rack on 350. I'm gonna set my timer for 20 minutes. Okay, so our shortbread crust has been in the oven for 20 minutes for its first bake. You can see it looks light. It's not quite golden brown yet, but it's almost there. Okay, now to make the filling for our lemon bars, we're gonna make the lemon curd. Super simple. We have here 1.5 cups of regular white sugar. We have 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. We have the juice from 2 lemons, the rind from 1 lemon, and 4 eggs. Okay, so now we can add them to our stand mixer. Again, this can be done with the hand mixer as well. There's also a pinch of table salt in here. So we're gonna add this to our bowl. And we're just gonna add everything at once. It's really simple, except for the eggs, which we're gonna add one at a time. So the lemon rind and now the juice of 2 lemons. These eggs are beautiful. They're so vibrant. Organic eggs. They look so good. Okay, so now we're gonna add the eggs one at a time. And I always crack them into a separate bowl so we don't get any shells in. And let that combine. The beautiful color on these eggs. 2. 3, and lastly 4. So I'm going to turn this up a bit. And I'm going to stop it so I can scrape the bowl. Make sure everything is off the bottom and is well combined. Again, put it down just for about another minute. So now that we have the curd all mixed in, we're simply going to add it to the shortbread crust. And then we're going to put it back in the oven for another 20 minutes. So right over the crust. Get it all in there. Okay. And we're going to put it in the oven again for 20 minutes, and then they will be done. All right, now that they've been in the oven for 20 minutes, they're gonna come out. And they look a beautiful golden yellow. Look at that color. So they're gonna sit. These bars need to sit for about 30 minutes to an hour so they can settle. But right now we're gonna get to my favorite part. We're gonna sprinkle them with powdered sugar. Just like this. As little or as much as you like. I like a lot. Okay, so now that the batch of lemon bars are done, they're gonna sit for 30 to 60 minutes. I have some done already. I'm gonna show you how they look. They look absolutely beautiful. These are cut square, rustic looking, but you can fancy them up if you want to too. I have some individual little tiny appetizer size ones over here in a circle shape. And then I have for a nice dinner dessert presentation, a bigger size cut in the round shape. With some little mint sprigs on top. This recipe is so easy, so delicious, relatively inexpensive. Couple of lemons, couple of flour. Most of you have all these ingredients in your house, in your cabinets. So make these lemon squares and let me know how they are. Thank you for joining Cheffin with Sherry.